Welcome to Key Conversations, the podcast where we talk about all things that can help you level up your music career. This season, we are doing the 12 days of Amplify leading up to the holidays, highlighting successes of independent musicians that are part of the monthly mastermind Amplify. I hope you enjoy, and if you're a musician interested in joining, head to inthekey.co/amplify. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 11, second to last day of the 12 days of Amplify. This has gone by so quickly, but we've heard so many amazing stories and wins and just so much positivity from all these independent musicians who are part of the Amplify membership. So today we are talking to Harald Hauser. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Cheryl. I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Austria.
We're in Austria. We're international here. That's awesome. How's it going? How's your year been, Harald?
Actually, it's been ups and downs. I think that's this year for most of the musicians. And because I'm mainly a live musician, playing, cover bands and playing for a big act in Austria, also stadium shows and stuff. And we literally had nothing. But as I like to wrap up this year, I just mainly focus on the positive things that happened. And the positive things were last year, quite around this time in November, I got out with my music, actually, with my original music. And so I had this music this year. I had videos, and I built a base on social media. That was this year. And also through building this base, I got to get a lot of really strong and good connections. Some into other musicians, into the industry, and also building a kind of followership and fan base, And also then when lockdown was over, in Austria, we had a period where it was like open again in summer. And then I played small concerts with my original music. And it was interestingly enough, because wouldn't I have released my music last year, then this wouldn't have taken place. So I was really lucky to have at least these gigs, because every other gigs were canceled,
Yeah. So cool. So you were able to sort of take the not performing live that you normally do and use that time to build up a fan base. How did you go about doing that? How did you get your ideas? And share that because it's so awesome and so many people want to do that.
Basically, it's like I didn't have a real strategy. Actually, I don't have yet. I try to tap into advertisement and stuff, and it's really growing slowly, organically, but it's quite strong because I do what Rick Baker told me, and I'm also in one of his coachings, and it's like interacting with the people. And what I found out is that when you answer people's messages and when you ask them how they do and stuff, you have them close, and also you get to learn them. And it's like, actually, it's quite time consuming, but I would say it's worth it, because in the beginning stages where I am, it's like it really feels like a strong fan base, or like a strong relationship with these early adopters of my music, and the feedback I get from them is just overwhelming, and that's what really keeps me going, because you need that messages where they literally have a good day because of one of your songs.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And that's like the dream, what you want to hear. It's that your music is having that kind of effect, which is so amazing. When you said you were playing festivals before the pandemic and everything, and you weren't playing your own music, what were you performing?
No, I play keyboard in a band of an Austrian singer-songwriter.
Okay.
That is quite huge in the whole Austrian German scene. Very and cool. We play his music there.
Got it. So you're a session player. That was what you were doing when you were live. That's your work. Cool. So to be able to really focus on your own and build your own stuff is sort of a new, when you say you're so new at it, but then you're playing big festivals, I was like, wait, what's the disconnect there? Oh, you're in one of the hats that you're wearing.
Yeah.
You play big festivals, and then you've got this other hat that's a little bit newer, which is your own original music. And that's sort of what you've been tackling this year, which is getting that out there and sharing it with people that are going to really resonate with it, which it sounds like you've done successfully. So that's amazing.
I think it's always how you define success. That's also a lesson I'm about to learn right now, because success is also in your coachings when you said, you have to terminate a goal, and from there on you can say, okay, hit it, missed it a bit, missed it a lot. And that's what I think determines success, because success is different for everybody,
Yep. It's so true. And just to be able to define what it is for you, and define what it is for you right now, because it can change.
Yeah.
And it's okay if it changes. And I think a lot of people get hung up on that. A past version of themselves said, oh, I want this, and then they don't want it anymore. But then they're like, well, if I don't get that, then I'm a failure. But really, it's just shifted. And so, yeah, you have to define that. So right now, in this sort of immediate future, what's your next champagne win or success definition for you?
My recent champagne win is a digital EP I released on Bandcamp a week ago. And just yesterday, I released a video going along with this release.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's just a perfect segue into how do we hear that and see that? Where do we go?
You go. My handle is always Harald Hauser Music.
Okay.
It's everywhere. It's on Instagram, Harald Hauser Music, Facebook, and also YouTube. You will find me there, and on Bandcamp it's the same, I think. Yeah, it's the same.
Harald, HaraldHauser music. So for those who are just listening and not watching, so we can go listen to that EP and watch the video on all of the places. So that is so exciting. Congratulations on that. So what's next for you?
Next is the obvious, really getting the website. It's just a starting page for almost 1 year right now. So I'm really ashamed of saying it, but it's like one of these frogs, as you like to say. I just put off every single time, because there were squirrels and there were other stuff to do, and also stuff that brought me money on the table and family, and so this is one of the things. And also an email sequence, and really have it. I began, but I have to adopt it into English because it's just in German right now, and that excludes some people, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I love that. I want to just explain a couple things. You said so many great things in there, and you're talking about frogs and squirrels, and people that are not in Amplify are probably like, what is this zoology group? Like an animal, is it an animal group? We talk about frogs as the one thing that you need to do that you keep putting off for whatever reason. And there's usually a little fear around it, but it's the one thing that if you were to do it, it might make a really big difference for you. So we talk about tackling our frogs. And then we also talk about the squirrel syndrome, which is we hear this a lot, like squirrel, shiny object syndrome, where you get distracted by ideas or seeing other people's like, oh, they had success there, I'm going to go try that. And which is really, really easy to do as a musician, because there are just so many different avenues to get to the result that you want. So I love that you were able to say, okay, I have all the frogs and I have all the squirrels. And the first thing is identifying them and then saying, okay, what's really next, and how am I going to get that next thing done and be supported doing it? So very cool.
The thing I really want to explore next year, and I really have built a plan, also as a kind of a map for the whole year. With tap into a certain kind of live streaming. And that means what I happen to realize is that it's like as a musician, you get the people to a lot of different platforms. When you have your music on Spotify, you get them to Spotify. When you have your music on Bandcamp, you get them to Bandcamp, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But what I found out, what really would be the best thing to do is to get the people to your webpage, actually. because
bring them in and then love on them once they're in, instead of you having to go out there. I love that concept a lot.
Yeah. And have all your stuff available there for them to browse and to really good organized and stuff. And I also want to do a live stream there because, there are a lot of platforms that offer musicians live stream and you can sell tickets, and it's like some is really easy but have a high upfront fee, or it's like all over the place, and deciding which platform is the best for you is like really a nightmare actually.
Yeah. It's so true. And I love that you've already been building this community all year long, like this individual community. So you just need to tell them where to go, and it can be anywhere. So what's going to be the best system for you? What's going to serve them the best? So I love that you're going to be building that out on your website. Very cool. Yeah.
And that's what I try to incorporate into the website as well. It will take some time because it's quite a technical thing, but I found a solution nobody ever talked about, but it's a bit pricey, and I will try it out next year. It's from Vimeo. I don't know if I can say it, but it's like they have a real interesting platform where you can integrate their player into your web page.
Amazing.
And you can also distribute to all the major social media channels.
That's
if you would like to. And you can also have built-in questions and answer stuff, a chat function. You also have the possibility to offer something for an email, right? A video. So it's really
interested. We'll have to all go follow you and see how this. I think it sounds really ideal. That's cool.
It sounds great, but I have to try it out. It's a bit a technical thing, and I hope that it will be running in February. But it's like it's quite some stuff to do. But it sounds interesting, and we'll see.
Amazing. That is super cool. I mean, I love how you've pivoted, and I love what you're up to. And you've got this like whole ease. My dogs are like very restless behind me. If you hear a little like, so yeah, you've got like an ease and kind of go with the flow vibe, which I really love. So, thanks for sharing all this. And I'm really excited to see this live streaming thing. So for everyone that's listening, we're going to go to your favorite platform and go find Harald Hauser Music and just listen, watch, and make sure that you're following and subscribing and doing all those things so that we can kind of watch and observe and be part of this journey that you're starting with your original music, which is so exciting. So
thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here. And thanks for being part of the Amplify community. We're really lucky to have you.
I really thank you, Cheryl. Really, your advice is really highly appreciated. And all the stuff you said to me, even this year in February, when we had our first one-to-one call, where we mentioned the thing, what would you need to have in place if 10,000 people would come into your world? And then I realized, this and this and this and that. And some of it already happened and some of it didn't happen because, even as a musician, Joe said it yesterday. I think I watched the replay, said that you have to adapt, and that what he learned is like, in this year that we have to adapt, and we will. And ultimately, I come from a jazz education. So there you learn to improvise. And that's what I try to incorporate into my musicianship and in my human being.
Yeah. I love that. I really do. Well, thanks so much for sharing and taking time out of your day. And everyone, what'd you say?
Thanks for getting me.
Of course. All right, everyone, we're going to Harald Hauser Music, HARALD on your favorite platform. Harald's everywhere, and we're going to follow this awesome journey and just see a really exciting 2021 for you. I'm sure of it. I feel it. So very awesome. Have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that's it for today's 12 Days of Amplify session. Thank you so much for listening. And if you are a musician and you're like, yes, I need to be part of this community, go to inthekey.co/amplify. I will see you there.